This week on Game On, it's game time for the Purple. The preseason's in progress, the Vikings working to erase decades of angst for fans. From training camp, it's step one in the chase for the Lombardi Trophy, and we're loaded with your favorite Vikings. So we bring training camp right to you. We're packed, ready to go. It's time to get your game on.
Now, from the training camp home of the Minnesota Vikings, this is a special edition Game On with Rod Simons from Mankato.
And it's great to be back with you from Mankato. Rod Simons, Game On TV, powered by Taste of the NFL. One preseason game down, 3 remain, and the rest of this, what the Vikings hope will be a championship 2013 season. So glad you're along for the next 28 minutes and 30 seconds. You know, last week when we were with you, we talked to some of the young guns, the new faces of this Viking franchise. Today, it's the old codgers, the veterans, who make up the bulk of today's show, including a look back at one of your favorites, a Minnesota guy who's wearing a big fat Super Bowl ring now. But before we get to all that, let's get Game On started by the numbers.
And when we look at the numbers, we find the Twins are back home for Cleveland and the White Sox. The Wild are set for camp and September preseason games. The Wolves prepare for training camp in Mankato as well. And the Vikings with 3 remaining preseason games.
When you step out onto this field here in Mankato and listen to quiet, confident head coach Leslie Frazier, the one thing that is very, very evident is if the Vikings are to take that next step, go beyond 10 wins and 6 losses in the first round of the NFL playoffs, it's going to be at the hands of this veteran team. Coach Frazier has made it clear he thinks that they have the perfect mix. A lot of youthful, athletic talent and a lot of sage veterans who can help them get to that next step. And it is all happening right here before our very eyes. Does it ever get old?
It definitely gets old, but I mean, it's just a signifying you're getting ready to start another season. That's always good to know you in some team's training camp and you're about to start the season.
You're a class act. Everybody loves having you here. Say it's not your last year.
No, it's not my last year. Hopefully I got a few more here and we can continue to do good things.
You know, we've been asking fans if they think the Vikings can improve on 10-6. They're all saying yes. You guys know that's got to be your next step.
That's always the goal. I mean, capitalize on the season you had the year before, whether it was 5 wins or 4 wins or 10. I mean, we want to win more than 10 games this year. And if we get to 10, then we can focus on working, getting to 11 and 12. But we got to take one at a time and try to get that way.
You know, I'm curious. Does it matter that there's not a lot of distractions and a lot of off-field stuff going on? It just seems like you guys are showing up at the office and doing your thing.
That's how it was last year. I mean, we came into camp, no one expected anything. I mean, we won 10 games last year. Now you get a little more, a few more eyes your way, but we still taking it the same way. We gotta approach it the same way. Fundamentals, getting to the basics. Pass, catch, blocking, and tackling, and we do that stuff consistently, we're going to win games.
You got your game on. We love you here, big man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Enjoy
so much.
it.
Thanks.
We're talking a lot of purple in football, but don't forget, after every Twins game, get the final call. We'll touch all Minnesota sports and give you the best info on how the Twins played. So tune into the new home of the Twins, 96.3 K-Twin FM. Minnesota favorite Jason Nagel joins me for the final call after each and every Twins broadcast. The K-Twin Final Call with Game On Flair, only at 96.3 K-Twin. It's radio for us. We're just warming up on this special edition of Game On. Before we're wrapped, former Viking Matt Burke. Next, though, another veteran whose impact is vital to Viking title plans. But first, the K-Twin voice of the fan asking, do you think the Vikings will improve on that 10-6 season of last year?
12-4.
Well, how do you get that?
Well, because I think our receiving core is going to be a lot better, and I think with Castle here, Ponder is going to push himself a lot harder.
I like your horns.
Thank you.
They don't agree on much, these two, but they do love K-Twin, these two.
Hey, Gardy, you know the Twins are on our favorite radio station?
Yeah, we're excited to be on FM.
Will you sign a radio? Make it out to Keith and Kevin? Kevin and Keith. Keith and Kevin's fine. Kevin then Keith. How about combine it? Kethaven?
How would you spell that?
Keithheiketeven.
Put me in cold. I'm ready to play.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce, and it's time once again for the Bar Abilene trivia question. The question is, who's played the most games for the Wild? Don't touch that dial. The answer before the end of Game On.
Now, it's back to training camp. It's Game On with Rod Simons.
I got to start by the time you take to sign for the folks who can't walk around and do what we all do, and
Right.
I mean they're the biggest fans in the block.
Biggest fans we got.
It's amazing. You always take time.
Yeah, well, you know, you figure it's they come all the way down here or where they come from to get to here to see us, and you know, if you're just walking by, it's just I can't even seem like it's possible if somebody would walk by without doing it. So they're our biggest fans that we have, and that's the reason we're here in Mankato, for the fans and for them to come down here and see us. And so always take the opportunity to say hi and say hello. And yeah, Norm Parker, my defensive coordinator in college, told me someday they'll stop asking for it, so just give as many as you can.
Absolutely. What a great line. It's great advice. And you come here after a 10-win season. A lot of people, I remember talking to all you guys before the start of last season here at camp.
Yeah.
No one gave you a shot. 10 wins later.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
And
yeah.
now you know what your mission is.
You know, different motivations coming to camp this year from last. Last year was like we just wanted to get going because we knew that wasn't us at 3-13, and we knew we could turn it around in a hurry internally, and that was all you need. I mean, that's really all you need is internal belief that you can do it. I think for us now it's okay, now we know who we are. Now let's just go prove it again to ourselves, but then just take a step further. And you see what Baltimore did is getting hot at the right time last year. Off of I think they're 10-6 as well. So I mean, we know it's capable. We know who we are and what we do. Now we just got to work on making it, really good.
Does it make a difference that there aren't a lot of distractions? There's not a lot of hell raising and
It makes
trouble?
it great. It makes it, it just makes it easier. We went through some years, obviously, for being around, we went through some years. There was a little bit of a circus around here. Really talk from 2009 to, for about 3 years there. And it's just, this is just more fun. We're here. We're a very young team. We got a ton of talent, and we have guys that want to be here for the right reasons. And how often do you get a chance to play in the NFL and realize your dream? And guys are here working, trying to make themselves better, and that's what it's all about. And that's how we're going to make ourselves a better organization and team.
And you look at number 28. I was watching him today. Yeah. He just seems to get better and better.
He does, and coming off the ACLs myself, I can vouch for the fact that he'll be better this year than he was last year as far as health. And I'm not guaranteeing a better year. I mean, it's hard to top that.
2,500?
I hope so. I'm not saying that, but I do know that individually he'll feel better. Yeah. His knee will feel stronger. That's just what happens with the ACLs. That second year after you come back is when you really start feeling like yourself again, and that's fairly scary coming off of what he did. But our team is built around him offensively, and really I think our whole team is built around his mentality, and he's a bona fide leader of this team, and very few times you find a superstar like him that does things the way he does them and as hard as he does them and for the right reasons. So we're happy we have him.
And thanks for all the charity work and the stuff you and the Greenway family do in the community.
Yeah, we had a great off-season.
You
Foundation's going very well, and we're reaching as many Minnesota families as we can, and just trying to branch out as far and as wide as we can while we have this hot stove, while we're on the stove. So, continue to try to give back as much as we can to families in need. And we realized, with the situation with my father, how fast things can turn, and we realized that the cause and effect of somebody coming in and stepping in and helping. So it just makes our work much better.
Thanks for all you do.
Good to see you.
You can keep up with the T-Wolves and the NBA 24/7 with my weekly blog at Simon Says at Timberwolves.com. Simon Says, full of inside information. We keep you connected to all things inside the team, from player movement to special promotions and so much more. It's interactive, so weigh in. Drop me a note at rod@GameOnTVMN.com. It's Simon Says every Thursday at Timberwolves.com. There's more from Mankato. We'll hear from the Pro Bowler who's got number 7's back. But next, the punishing DB who's one happy camper. First, though, K-Twins voice of the fan asking, do you think the Vikings will improve on their 10-6 season last year?
I think they will because they got more weapons than they had last year.
You like Ponder?
Yeah.
You like Adrian Peters?
Yeah.
So 11, 12 wins, what do you think?
12.
The Minnesota Lynx want you to be a part of the fun at the Target Center this season, so they've made attending a game more affordable than ever before for college students. Tickets for weekday games are only $5 at the Target Center box office with a valid college ID. And for only $5, the Lynx are the best entertainment value in town. Come see the Lynx battle the WNBA's best as they try to bring a title back to Minnesota. This deal for weekday games is only available at the Target Center box office with a valid college ID.
It's the end of an era.
All the parties, the stories.
I'm gonna miss your smell.
You were my first.
What? I knew it. I knew it.
It's true.
Oh man, I'm sorry I broke your leg. I wrote a song. Sorry. Here we go.
Keep the good times going with the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Whoa! Check out this new couch.
Hi, I'm Christian Ponder with the Minnesota Vikings. I know how important it is to fuel up so that I can be successful on and off the field. As a partner with the Taste of the NFL and the NFL's Play 60 programs, I am proud to encourage all of my fellow NFL players to do our part to make sure kids get the nutrition they need to learn and play at their best. Go to tasteofthenfl.com and NFL.com to find out how you can help. Welcome to the team.
It's back to Game On TV with your Minnesota Vikings in Mankato.
Always great to have you in the house. After 1 year, how things have changed.
Yeah, it's quite different coming here as a rookie and then as a second-year player.
Yeah.
Just a lot more comfortable with what's going on and kind of know a little bit of what to expect now. So, still a lot to do, but definitely feel a little more comfortable.
I remember one of the first things that I noticed about you was how physical and hard-hitting you were. You take that you really had a remarkable first season with the Vikings, but you knew deep in your heart you were going to do that.
Yeah, that's something that I've tried to be a physical player since I've played, and just going out there and laying it on the line every week. Only a limited number of guys get to do this, get to play this for a living, and it's something that I don't want to take for granted, and I want to give it my all.
You guys as a team really want to escalate things. You got to the playoffs, it wasn't the way you wanted it to end, but this team, all these veterans, these young veterans, they really have a goal in mind.
Yeah, our goal is to win the NFC North and go to the Super Bowl and win that. So that's why we're here. But we can't do that today, so we just got to get a little bit better day by day.
Do you notice pacing, and especially now that you're not a rookie, you have a lot of time under your belt? Do you notice the pacing of camp and the way you guys just got to work through things to get to the regular season?
I don't want to say that you want to pace yourself, but I have noticed last year I was nonstop. I was ready for anything, going full bore, OTAs, mini camp, training camp, preseason, trying to get in on all the special teams. And now, I still want to do those things, but it's you do have to save your body because it's a long season. You don't want to peak too soon. You want to peak, at the right time.
How good can this team be?
We have all the pieces, to be the best team in the league. So it's not that we're there. I think a lot of teams have the pieces. Yeah. It's really just about coming together and doing our job and working at it every day.
GameOn's one of your biggest fans. We're grateful to have your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much.
It's a busy sports week. Let's get updated. From the Purple Pride Planner, the Twins get Cleveland August 12th. Vikings with big dates. They're at Buffalo on August 16th. First regular season game September 8th at Detroit. and then they'll open at home September 22nd. The Lynx get Tulsa, St. Paul Saints, and Sioux Falls. There's Tampa Bay against United FC, and Gopher football will open at TCF Bank against UNLV. The PGA at the Wyndham, Champions Tour in Seattle for the Boeing Classic. It's NASCAR at Michigan, and Canterbury Park Racing Thursday through Sunday. We'd love for you to get into the game. Greg Coleman's benefit for the YMCA August 12th. Tee it up for the troops on the 15th. Ian Leonard's Bad Pants Open for Special Olympics September 16th. And Taste of the Vikings November 11th. Our podcast features Rod, Webby, and the A-Train with all the inside information. Drop us a note, too, at GameOnTVMN.com. And that's your Purple Pride Planner. We'd love for you to join us for a Game On taping. August 13th, our next one back in the cities. We'll be at Kieran's next to Target Field. The tapings are free to enjoy. They are live with complimentary guest autographs. Check our website for all our up-to-date show rosters. And keep your game on with Facebook and Twitter updates.
We got a good camaraderie going, and I think that's something special that not a lot of teams have.
It's Game On from training camp in Mankato. We're back in 60 seconds.
They don't agree on much, these two, but they do love K-Twin, these two.
What? I love K-Twin infinitely more than you. Nope. All 6 presets in my car. K-Twin.
Man, I hear K-Twin in my sleep. I don't sleepwalk, I sleep rock.
We're halfway there.
Is there anything that helps you see the court better or rack up so many assists?
You know who you're playing with. You know, if he can jump, if he likes going left, he likes going right.
No looks in between to know when to throw an alley-oop or...
No, it's just practice.
Ball handling skills, passing.
It's just practice a lot, you know.
Anything else?
I can rate mine.
I won't tell anyone.
I know.
Now, back to Mankato. It's Game On.
I remember standing here with you. Actually, we were right up there last year. And you said, whatever it takes for us to get better. And lo and behold, you guys turned 3-13 around at 10-6. And now you got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. It's just, I think it has a lot to do with team chemistry. I mean, compared to last year, everyone's getting along in the locker room great. You know, we got a good camaraderie going, and I think that's something special that not a lot of teams have, and I feel that we have it here. It's what we had at SC when we were winning over there, so it's a good atmosphere right now, and I'm excited for this year.
Winning's a whole lot better than losing.
Oh, definitely. I didn't really hit that rookie roll when you're winning. Yeah. And we won those last 4 games to get in the playoffs. It's fun to play out there. Yeah. So made the season go by a whole lot faster, and it was really fun.
I've asked a lot of your mates, what's it like to block for 28? What's your impression of blocking for that guy?
It's just a nonstop highlight film. You almost expect that guy to break for 50 yards every play, and I mean, he's totally capable of doing that. So phenomenal player, the best player I've ever played with in my life. So
what do you think about the passing offense? They've done a lot of upgrading on it. There are a lot of ponder bashers out there, but he looks good in camp, and you get to work right with him.
Yeah, he's more of a leader this year. His confidence is higher than I've ever seen it. And he's ready to go. He's ready to have a great year, which I think he will, and he's a leader of that offense.
Save the best for last. Your year had to be crazy. You go from rookie to, all the accolades and the great season. Tell us what it was like for you.
It's not so much focusing on the whole season for me. It was one practice at a time, one game at a time. Anything I can get better at, and I think I got better as the year went on, and having John Sullivan and Charles right next to me helped a lot. And it was a team effort, and all these guys kind of welcomed me in and helped me out. Not so much rookie hazing, but helping me because I was there to contribute to the team, and I think that I owe a lot of my success to those guys.
Have a great season.
Thank you.
You can now get your Game On anytime with the show's official app. Download our Game On app for iPhone and Android too. It's full of your favorite shows, sponsor links, photos, and so much more. We link you to our show website and to our partner site, the best Viking fan site out there at purplepride.org. So bookmark us at GameOnTVMN.com. GameOn.com. Still more from Vikings training camp. We'll hear from former Viking and now Super Bowl champ Matt Burke, a fantasy check, and your Game On update as your Vikings training camp special rolls only on Game On.
You are to death, the more alive you feel.
You're James, aren't you?
Yes.
Who's that?
It's Nicky Lauda. He's just been signed by Ferrari.
He's a nobody.
Look at the way he's driving, like an old man.
Right now, with zero incentive, why would I drive fast?
Because I'm asking you to.
It's an incredible battle between these two great drivers.
Next time I'll have you.
No chance. You're just the party guy. That's why everybody likes you.
Yes, I know, I'm terrible.
No, you're not terrible. You're just who you are at this point in your life.
To be a champion, it takes more than just being quick.
You have to really believe it.
I've been waiting for this my whole life. I can beat this guy, trust me.
He's consistent, dependable.
Will he put his life on the line the day that really matters?
Welcome to the racing grudge match of the decade.
World champion Nicky Lauda, trapped in a searing inferno of 800 plus degrees.
Talk to me, James.
Don't go to men who are willing to kill themselves driving in circles looking for normality.
What did your wife say when she saw your face?
She said, you don't need a face to drive, you just need the right foot.
I feel responsible for what happened.
Watching you win those races while I was fighting for my life, you were equally responsible for getting me back in the car.
42 days after his near-fatal accident, Nicky Lauda will race here today.
More powerful than the fear of death is the will to win.
Meat Sauce here. Here's your Bar Abilene trivia question. The question was, who's played the most games for the Wild? The answer? Nick Schultz with 743 from 2001 to 2012. Join me every Tuesday from 8 to 10 at Bar Abilene from Trivia and next week on Game On.
Thanks for getting your game on. Now, back to Mankato.
And we're here on the fields of Minnesota State University in Mankato. Great to have you along on Game On TV. You know, it's fun to get out here and actually see the youthful players, the experienced veterans, and the coaches, and all the fans who fill the stands here in Mankato. It's also fun to see some of the old-timers, the ex-Vikings, if you will, come back to the fold and make their presence known. We saw Darren Sharper a little while ago. Matt Burke is one of the players that we have caught up with. I recently was with him in New York after his Super Bowl win with the Baltimore Ravens, and all those years here in Mankato, as well as the Metrodome with the Minnesota Vikings. And Matt has made it clear he's not done working at all.
For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the football season starts without this 36-year-old. For Matt Burke, the 6-time Pro Bowler, the NFL All-Pro, he leaves the game behind. He's moved on.
I think once you retire, you probably appreciate more the platform of the NFL and just how big it is and how much good you can do with it.
Fighting hunger is now one of Matt's new missions. He's doing it with the taste of the NFL. He's a proud papa of 6, an outspoken conservative, and he says beating hunger is a priority.
It's not going away, and I think because it's so pervasive in our world that people get desensitized to it a little bit, but you just need to keep hammering it. It's 1 in 6 people, which next time you walk down the street or you're in a parking lot, if you just count, the sixth person, every sixth person is on food assistance. That's a problem.
So the game moves on, and Matt moves into an executive role with the NFL. He'll also use his influence, his place in the game to make a difference. And at the end of the day, Burke's optimistic that they'll play a role in hunger's demise.
All it takes is money. That's another thing it is. It's just money. Is all we're talking about. It's not a disease that we have to cure. It just takes money.
And if you talk fantasy, you got to bring the guru back to Mankato. Great to have you back in the house. We talked the top 3 Vikings last week. Let's get 3 more before we get out of here. And one of them is one of the surefoots that's practicing right back there. Blair Walsh, what a find for the Vikings last year.
Yeah, absolutely. As a 6th-round pick, he probably didn't have he exceeded his expectations a little bit.
Right.
10 for 10, beyond 50. If you're in a fantasy league where you get extra points for long field goals, he's the guy that you want to draft first as your kicker.
Our second Viking, jury might be out on Christian Ponder.
Yeah, Christian Ponder might not get drafted in a lot of fantasy leagues, but if he can get off to a quick start, he'll definitely be a waiver wire pickup. He's got all the tools now and all the weapons to throw to, so this should be a breakout season for him.
Minnesota Viking fans would probably take him just to have a Viking, right?
Yeah, I might do that too.
I would imagine so. And the last one is a very familiar number, 84 to Viking fans. This rookie could be big.
Yep, get your 84 jerseys out, they say, but this time it's Cordero Patterson. He's going to not be asked to do a lot early on, but he has definitely a track record of making big plays, so keep your eye on it.
Guru, I'm already getting excited for your fantasy season. It drives me crazy. Guru with us every single week, only here on GameON.
Time again for the GameON update. Viking fans still aglow over a very big day. Chris Carter, one of 7 of the newest members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Number 80, just an amazing wide receiver who finally gets his day.
Minnesota Vikings fans, there was never a time in Minnesota I felt uncomfortable. Based on the teammates I played with, 6 guys in the Hall of Fame, 5 of us played in Minnesota, and guys, you set a standard. And I appreciate that standard you set going to work. And you guys showed me what it meant to be a pro. And you guys helped me in the transition. And I appreciate it that now I stand here with you. And I'm forever indebted to you.
Speaking of football, the Super Bowl is still a season off, but Taste of the NFL is preparing for its party with a purpose. Taste made its announcement back in New York on the steps of Brooklyn Borough Hall. Taste will host its dynamic Super Bowl event in Brooklyn February 1st. And it's official, another fight lined up in his quest for a title belt as Golden Caleb Truax heads back into the ring September 21st in Minneapolis. We'll keep you updated with all the information as the fight gets closer. And that's your GameON update.
Busy show it's been, and that's it for us. Thank you for letting us be a part of your weekend. Don't forget, get all our updates at GameOnTVMN.com, and we'll look forward to seeing you at our first shoot of August outside of Mankato, back in the Twin Cities at Kieran's on Tuesday. Until then, I'm Rod Simons. For all of us at GameON, again, thank you, and keep your game